plus 2 other girls. So Boba finally comes to the gate around like 7:15. He comes to the gate. I know it's him because he had a name tag on. His name tag basically said Boba. So I'm like, hey, are you Boba? Are you Chris Brown's manager? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, I'm here with such and such. He said that you would be escorting me and my friends to the VIP platform. And he was like, oh, no, sorry, I don't have any more VIP wristbands. So mind you, it's 7:10, like 7:05, 7:10. So the concert just started. And I actually saw him have like 50 VIP wristbands in his pocket, but we're going to get there in a second. So he's like, I'm sorry, I don't have any more VIP wristbands left. So I'm like, I'm like, I just got off the phone with such and such. He said that you were expecting me and my friends to come. So he's like, I'm sorry, sweetheart, I can't help you. And he walks away. Doesn't give us a ticket, don't give us any explanation, just that he doesn't have the wristbands. So I immediately get on the phone with my friend that works, with Chris Brown, knows Boba, knows all of them personally. And he's like, what? He's like, he literally just told me that he was coming to get y'all and he was expecting y'all. So he's like, let me call him and see what's going on. So he calls me back and he's just apologizing. He's like, I'm sorry, I don't know why he's tripping like that, but he doesn't want to give you guys the wristbands. So in the midst of it, I'm like, okay, well, he said he didn't have any left. But in the midst of it, we're standing there waiting for about 30 minutes to an hour. And me and my friends are watching him give girls wristbands that came way after us. And these girls were mixed. They were light skinned. They were Blasian. They were white. They were like, they didn't look like. So one of the guys from Chris Brown's entourage that was also with Boba walked up to my Puerto Rican friend and offered her a wristband. And she was like, well, what about my 2 friends that I'm with? And they're like, we can't help them. So this video is getting a little bit too long, but to make a long story short, we stood there and wasted. We missed Summer Walker and Bryson Tiller because we stood there waiting for somebody to help us for an hour. Boba and the rest of the entourage kept coming up, playing in our faces. They even tried to make us perform for the tickets, like made us spin around, audition, jump up and down on one leg, and stuff that the other women that did not have to do, like the light skinned girls, the white girls, the mixed girls. They didn't have to do that. They walked up, got their wristbands, were escorted down with no problem. So yeah, after them playing in our face for about an hour, we basically peeped what was going on. We realized we weren't, getting in, and that was that. So after like an hour of us waiting, Boba comes back and he gives us regular tickets, like tickets that were like, up in the sections, like up in the stands or whatever. So, I wasn't like tripping, but I just felt like he was only doing that because I had to basically not necessarily harass him, but stress to him that we just drove all the way here from Cleveland and we were promised like VIP passes, VIP tickets by such and such. And he said you knew we were coming. So he basically.
Guys, it is Sumi here again. I hope you guys have had a good day. Well, as I speak right now, I think there is a cold war going on between Black American women and Chris Brown, the artist. I have to add on that. So how did this war even start? From the clip that we have just watched, that Black woman went to a concert, went to Chris Brown, one of Chris Brown's concerts. And apparently, I think the manager of Chris Brown refused her from sitting in the VIP. Very important personnel, they refused her from sitting there. Now she comes on social media, TikTok specifically, she starts narrating a story. Now I don't know if this is even a true story. Is it just a lie? Because sometimes people can form up stories because they want to tarnish a person's name. Now from the clips that I've just watched from these Black American women, it seems they have a lot of bitterness, bias, and anger about Chris Brown. And to an extent, they called Chris Brown a colorist, of which it made Chris Brown to even go ahead and kind of deactivate his Instagram because he couldn't take in this kind of energy from Black women. Now, before I start reacting on them, guys, let us first watch the clips from these Black women who are literally crashing out. And let me know what you think down in the commentary.
So y'all done pissed Chris Brown off so bad that he recently just deactivated his IG. So this is what Chris Brown posted on his IG before he deactivated it. He said that he's taking a break because y'all done pissed him off. And the reason he's taking a break is because some dark-skinned Black women have been now trying to accuse Chris Brown of being a colorist. And the reason why they're doing that is because when they go to Chris Brown's show, they're not the ones that's being picked to get brought on stage for him to dance on them. And I've also seen videos where some Black women have said that even though they purchased the VIP tickets, that they were not allowed to go into the VIP section by the security guard. Y'all all know that Chris Brown has a type. Knowing that that man has a type and that type is not you, and then get upset when you don't get picked, seems a little insane if you ask me. Even if that man's type was dark-skinned Black woman, your odds of getting picked out the crowd was still slim to none.
I got into a back and forth with a girl in her comments because she decided to make a video about how she went to the Chris Brown concert and was denied VIP entry because she was dark skinned. Yes, y'all. So she basically says that she knows some guy who's plugged in with Chris Brown from London, and he basically told her that he could get her and her friends VIP entry, like stage seats, to go see Chris Brown. So they pull up to the Chris Brown concert. The friend is still in London, but calls the Chris Brown's manager and says, hey, they're outside, can you go get them? The manager comes, sees them, and says he's out of VIP tickets. Mind you, she's dark skinned, one of her friends is dark skinned, and the other one is Puerto Rican. So they call the guy back, and the guy's like, hold on, let me call him. I guess he calls the manager, then calls them back and says, sorry, I don't know what's going on, but he said that he don't have no more tickets. So instead of leaving and going home, they stand out there looking like boo-boo the fool, like goofies, watching the manager let other women come in who are clearly, they passed the paper bag test. And while they're standing out there, somebody else from Chris Brown's team comes over to the Puerto Rican friend and says, I can get you in. And when she says, what about my friends? He was like, no, just you. So they stay out there and basically tap dance for Chris Brown's team until the team feels bad enough to give them some tickets, not to VIP, but like 200 level tickets. And she's coming on the internet to expose Chris Brown for being colorist and, we're your fans. Even if you're not attracted to us, we're your fans. And it's like, girl, it's Chris Brown. We've heard these allegations for years, at least 10 years. Girl, be serious. You've never heard that he was a colorist. You've never heard the rumors about him not letting dark-skinned women into his section. You've never heard that. Everybody knows Chris Brown is colorist. There has been rumors for 10 plus years of him not letting dark-skinned women in his section. This is not new. This is not new at all. Nobody's shocked. Nobody's shocked. And I remember Jackie Aina once said, love this quote, stop asking a clown why he's a clown and ask yourself why you keep going to the circus. You know that he's like this. So, but now you're mad because you're a victim. There is a lot of dark-skinned women out there, and I can say this as a dark-skinned, who they know that people think that we are unattractive. They know the, negative stereotypes regarding dark-skinned women, and they are out to prove people wrong. They are seeking validation from the people who have this mindset. So in your head, you're thinking, well, yes, that's true. Yes, I know he's colorist, but y'all probably just really weren't pretty. I'm pretty, so I know that I can get on stage. And you got humble. Now you want to come to the internet and complain about a man who has had colorist allegations and allegations of abuse for 10 plus years. Be so serious. Y'all are dumb, and y'all are even more embarrassing the fact that you stayed knowing that happened to y'all. That's how he feels about y'all, and y'all stayed. Just goofy.
Chris Brown is a colorist, okay? I'm tired of him getting away with it. If it was a racist white man that didn't want dark-skinned black women or anybody else that's black in their section, y'all would cancel them quick. But let it be Chris Brown, y'all give him a pass every single time. I'm tired of it, and I hate that I had to use that, but at the end of the day, it's true. These two dark-skinned women that was paying for VIP, he did not let them pay. But the women behind them and their light-skinned friend, he let them pay and get tickets. When the two dark-skinned women was waiting to try to get into VIP section, whole time, their security, Chris Brown's team, he told them that they cannot get in because of their skin color, yet their light-skinned friend can. I'm so sick of this shit. Y'all gotta stop supporting people that don't really like our community, that don't support all of us. And I know this is coming from my red ass, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna stick up for dark-skinned women. Shit, what the fuck? Why we can't all stick up for them? They go through enough hell. When Tokyo Vanity said that he was a colorist, we should have all believed his ass, because all we do is see him do the same bullshit all the time. And y'all tried to cancel E. Kane for that shit. That whole time, when Chris Brown does it, it's not a problem. It's okay. It's Chris Brown, so he can get a pass to be a colorist. And I should have never been hyping him up yesterday, because the whole time, here he go again with the same bullshit. I'm thinking he changed. Nope, he's still the same colorist woman beater that he's always have been, and he always will be.
Chris Brown is a colorist. Whoop-de-doo. We been new. Why y'all keep giving me your money? Why are you, as a dark-skinned black woman, going to a Chris Brown concert? He's a colorist, and he beats women, allegedly. But he has a 15-year history of violence towards men and women. Multiple cases against him, both domestic and abroad, for beating people, sometimes with bottles. And on top of that, he's a colorist. And you carried yourself to these concerts. And you come to the internet to come and tell us, oh my God, Chris Brown's a colorist. You knew. We all know. Stop paying colorist.
I'm scared of you if you're a Chris Brown fan. Like, if you are a woman and you are a Chris Brown fan, I am terrified of you. Like, get away from me. I am scared for my life. Like, I was hanging out with this one girl and she casually dropped that she was a Chris Brown fan. Like, she was talking about, oh, I'm going to this Chris Brown concert. I need someone to go to the Chris Brown concert with me. And I'm like, girl, that's not me. I don't know why you're looking at me. I didn't even know that you like that man. Now I'm terrified for my life. Why would I want to go see that man live? Absolutely not. I'd rather go shove my head in a pile of fucking dirt than go see that man live. But anyways, let me digress. So she starts telling me a story about how her ex-boyfriend was cheating on her. So then she went and beat up the girl. Mind you, she is a Chris Brown fan. This is the type of women that like Chris Brown, okay? Women that like to inflict harm on other women. Because I just don't understand how you can support that man. That man has multiple allegations. Every relationship that man has been in has been a fucking issue. I just don't understand as a woman being a fan of that demon. And if you are a fan of him, I'm scared of you. I'm terrified. I have to clutch my pearls.
I just came across another horror story of a dark-skinned woman who went to a Chris Brown concert. And we all know how that went. At this point, what do y'all want from us? For me personally, I'm out of empathy. This man has been telling y'all since the very beginning he does not like dark-skinned women. He stereotypes dark-skinned women. He hates dark-skinned women. He only takes your money and that's it. He calls dark-skinned women as darkies. He's racist towards his own people that look like him. He don't like dark-skinned women, but y'all still keep going and giving money to this man who doesn't support y'all. Like, make it make sense. You go to a Chris Brown concert and you know this man is colorist and you receive colorist treatment, and you want to get mad. How many times has this man have to tell y'all that he doesn't like dark-skinned women? How many things have to happen for y'all to understand? I don't know. For me personally, you only have to tell me once that you don't like me. Matter of fact, you don't even have to see it. I would have to, if I sniff it, if I get a whiff that you don't like me, oh, I'm gone. I'm disappearing. I'm not supporting you. You don't like me. You don't like me, so why would I support you? And I used to be a Chris Brown fan. I used to love his music. And then things started to come out. He's like, oh, he's a colorist. I said, okay. Washed my hands off with him. Washed it off and just moved on. But at this point, I'm sorry. For me, I don't have any empathy. Please stop coming online and crying about the experiences that you experienced as a dark-skinned woman with Chris Brown. If you like him and you want to continue to support him, do that. But we don't want to keep hearing it anymore. We don't want to keep hearing the bad treatment you receive. We're tired.
So it's funny how y'all made Chris Brown deactivate his Instagram because of colorism. But when black women find a white man, y'all praise the fuck out of it. I ain't gonna bring this to Nicolandria, but every other situation or circumstances where a black woman chooses a white man, the white man is clearly the best decision because black men somehow hate black women. But now Chris Brown is wrong for appreciating the light-skinned women. Like y'all just.
If you're a Chris Brown fan, you already know what it is. And I'm sorry that young lady had to experience that. But do you know how colorist you gotta be where you don't even want to sprinkle in one or two dark-skinned girls just to clean up the PR? It's strictly none. That's why I don't get into stan wars about any of these celebrities. Even when they talking shit on my favorite person in the world, which y'all know is Ariana Grande. Sometimes you just gotta let them whack your favorite artists because some of the shit just be true. I'm just not gonna go back and forth with nobody. But yeah, that girl was absolutely beautiful. Very, very stunning. But, you know, once Tokyo made that video, years ago. I just took it for what it is. And that's why I didn't go to Breezy Bowl this year. I was going to go to the October 3rd, but I was just like, I'm going to save my money. I saw him once and, you know, that was enough for me personally. But yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. I'm just not surprised. I'm just saying, damn. He is strict. He is so strict. And Kayla Nicole, people keep bringing up Kayla Nicole. That was strictly PR. That was PR. She did a great job. She ate that up. But that, you know, that doesn't change anything. But sorry that girl had to go through that. But this is, if you listen to his music, or like, it's not surprising.
Y'all done pissed Breezy off and made him deactivate his Instagram. I can't stand y'all calling him a colorist. He just got a fucking type. We all do. Whoop-de-doo. Like, he doesn't like all type of black girls. Whoop-de-doo. Like, some of us don't like dark-skinned men. So fucking what? Whoop-de-doo. Calling that man a colorist is a fucking stretch. Y'all need to relax. Distracting that man while he on tour. I can't stand y'all. Now I'm mad he even fucking brought Kayla up there. Y'all ain't never fucking satisfied. You was supposed to celebrate him bringing the black girl up there, not turn this into a colorist situation. Y'all get on my goddamn nerves.
The Chris Brown is a colorist discourse is very strange to me. And I will tell you why. Why would you expect someone who has a recorded history and pattern of abuse to maintain a system of morality and principles that do not inflict harm? The grievance overall perplexes me, not because it isn't a valid concern or that discomfort with someone exhibiting colorist ideology is unwarranted, but because amongst the broader framework of his recorded pattern of behavior, this is what catalyzes discourse. And I think what has always sort of confused me is why he has maintained such a robust and staunch fan base. I will not deny his talent. I think he's an incredible dancer. He's clearly made a lot of hits and he sings well and he's interesting to watch. But he's made hits in more ways than one. And fixating on him being a colorist, not to minimize or eliminate the severity of that issue, because it is not something that I condone, support, or like. I find it vile and insidious that we have internalized white supremacy to such a degree that it allows us to inform our interpersonal interactions with one another on the basis of our skin tone. I think it's disgusting. But why would we be shocked that someone like Chris Brown would engage in that sort of behavior, knowing that he likes to put his hands on people? And why that is like the final straw for some and not him. I mean, we could create a laundry list of, you know, and he's not selective, like men and women alike. It doesn't matter who you are. So like, am I crazy? Do we not think that that urge, that inclination, that inability to restrain oneself and one's emotions is not going to bleed into his interpersonal interactions with people? That sort of sentiment and inclination he has to inflict harm is not going to manifest in other ways, i.e. colorism? He's proven to be violent in a multitude of ways, and colorism really is just like the cherry on top. Why would you expect morality from an abuser?
Now, I honestly don't know if whatever these Black American women are saying about Chris Brown, if it's really true, because the only thing that I know about Chris Brown is that Chris Brown is loved by many. Yes, Chris Brown has his background with maybe Rihanna, because they are calling him a man who loves beating women because of the incident and the problems they used to have with Rihanna the time he was dating Rihanna. And I think most Black women, mostly Black American women, got biased, just hated Chris Brown for this. And I think this is where even the anger comes from, because apparently when you listen to some of these videos, most of them be like, if you a Black woman, why would you even go to a Chris Brown's concert? But mind you, Chris Brown is also a Black American. And I thought Black Americans are supposed even to be supporting themselves. Guys, I don't know, am I just being ignorant? I don't know, but this is just my thought and my thinking. And mind you, I'm saying this because allegedly, I personally, we are not even sure of this girl's story. We don't know if it's a true story, if it's really, really, really that she went and they refused her from going to the VIP, you know. I don't know. And they are calling Chris Brown all these sorts of words. I don't know, you guys. I just don't know, because me, I'm not in America. I just, feel the sympathy from that Black girl. Imagine this is your fan, you're a Black woman, you paid for VIP and then they refused you to go to VIP. And then Black women are calling Chris Brown a colorist, yet he has never really come out and said that I hate Black women. Mind you, this is a man who has ever been in a relationship with a Black woman, Rihanna. So I don't know, these are just words from people. Now, let me know you personally what you think about this clip, guys. I guess I should end here, as I had said in my other clip. Let me go to sleep. But in case you are seeing me for the very first time, I hope you do consider subscribing on the channel. Yes, for more reactions like this. And again, please, if you watched this video up to this far, I'm thinking you have enjoyed it. And also, if you are looking at becoming a returning subscriber of this channel, I do have some packages, like subscription packages for the special members who are really interested. I have the bronze, silver, and gold. You can go ahead and look at what you can do better. Why am I affording in return? Just first and foremost, it is you showing appreciation for my work that I'm doing on YouTube, like here on my channel. Another one is for people who are looking at coming to the motherland, and they are looking at somebody they can find on ground, maybe tour them around or even give them more information. If you want to talk to me on a personal level, please go ahead, check in my bio, there is my email. You can talk to me from there. Otherwise, bye bye.